What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another edition of San Diego Prep Insider, the post-finals edition. We are into the state playoffs. We are finally here with something that we had teased earlier in the season that we've done every year, and that is the SD Prep Insider Fantasy Draft. But before we get to any of that, I want to introduce everybody that is in the room with us. Dave Ring, he goes by at DR Player Development. He is very color coordinated today.
Team Dingers.
Team Dingers is who he is representing. We're going to need to get Team Dingers shirts and merchandise made.
Because we're going to win.
Well, because it needs to be a lifestyle.
Because we're going to win.
The new pitching ninja.
There you go.
Pitching ninja. There you go.
I know, man.
Bodie De Silva.
That would be a dream.
Bodie De Silva is the voice you hear, and now the face you see. Bodie's here on behalf of Scorebook Live. They are the official digital content provider of everything CIF. But we specifically love Bodie because he is everything San Diego CIF section. You can find him at SD Preps. You can follow them at SB Live CA. You can also download the Scorebook Live app. We also got Tommy Morris at Real Tommy Morris, who I think immediately following the conclusion of this show flips now into football coach mode. And that becomes the predominant Tommy Morris theme for the next
not until 3 o'clock.
Okay. So those sleeves remain active and engaged until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Daylight Time.
Correct.
And then hat remains, sleeves go, undershirt goes as well, I'm assuming.
The undershirt is the shirt.
Undershirt is the shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll put that on the poll. Is the undershirt the shirt? Tommy, thank you for joining us. Guys, it is post CIF finals here in San Diego. Wow. We can definitively say that the citizens of Blythe, California, have every right to hate Bodie De Silva outright. He picked against them for football. He picked against them for baseball. We all did it, but Bodie did it somehow accidentally most publicly and has gotten caught up in the juju and the karma there.
We've worked it out through the DMs. All is forgiven, I'm told.
Through both times, you've worked out both the
At least for football. Baseball, I mean,
I'm not saying there was negative, but we just, as a show consensus, all picked Lincoln. And it just mathematically worked out that a small school wins a pair of championships that Bodie De Silva picks against. We all pick against, but Bodie bears the brunt of that. Congratulations to the Yellow Jackets on that championship. The Division 4 game. I got to remember which one was which in which order. Because
Mission Bay
we watched them all out of
Fallbrook.
order. Mission Bay over Fallbrook. Congratulations to Mission Bay's second baseman Josh Morgan on that's got to be the hit of a lifetime, right?
Yeah, that was huge, man.
When it's bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom. It could have been
on a college field.
Yeah, it could have been bottom 7th, so it could have been a walk-off. I guess hypothetically would be the one next step you could have taken, but that's the coolest hit that he'll ever have. That's the coolest hit that you can ever have.
That was pretty epic.
Yeah, full count,
Clutch.
bases loaded, you're behind and you give him the lead. I mean,
yeah, it's outrageous.
and just line drive right over the shortstop's head, just perfect placement.
Right.
That was the other thing, was it could have been caught in 1 out of 100 universes. Like the kid needed some Fernando Tatis level boosties, but there was at least it was there. The ball was dramatic. Division 3 was Mar Vista holding on to win a thriller. And I believe that was second appearance in a row against Olympian in the finals. Last time they lose, this time they win. And Bodie, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was first overall baseball championship in school history for Mar Vista.
Yeah, I believe they played, their coach was talking about, it had been 15 or so years, but getting their first one. Not that these kids remember the getting to redeem themselves, but
well, no, I just mentioned the one recently against Olympian out of the oddity that in that span of 15 years, it would just happen mathematically to once again be Olympian. It's always interesting when baseball winds up being the sport that produces those kind of little oddities. It's a cool story. They're a great team. I think they're a team that sort of felt due, if anything, as I deal with the natural elements here. Apologies for that. I was on board for either. South Bay is always fun to have them winning a baseball championship because they play a lot of good baseball. There's a lot of friendly fire there in terms of regular season results, tanking teams in league play. So good to see someone rising out of that. But yeah, I felt like they had been close the last couple of years and they were due for one. So congratulations to Mar Vista on winning that. D2 was a game that was played in a hour 46, Bodie?
Yeah.
They give up one hit. That tends to happen.
Montgomery and Canyon Crest Academy, CCA winning over Montgomery. I will admit to this. I took a gamble. There was both the softball and baseball championships. I don't know if I'm supposed to look at the camera or look at Dave. I'll look at Dave. There was the baseball championships and the softball championships both happening on campus at UCSD. However, UCSD's campus is large, and congratulations to them for having that much territory. And it was about a 10-minute trip to get from one championship game to the other.
That's pretty cool.
From field to field. So baked in 20 minutes. I'm thinking I want to go over and check out two games starting at the exact same time at that 4 p.m. slot. I'm like, all right, I leave in like maybe the top of the third and of the baseball game, and it's 0-0. And I'm like, great, I'm going to speed over there because I'm getting word that in the 3 innings that it took for this baseball game to happen to be 0-0, the other game is going to be a 10-run mercy rule, and it's going to be over soon. I get there for 6 more runs to be scored while I'm there before the mercy run ends up being called. And it takes so long to get to the last 4 outs of that softball game that I missed the rest of the baseball game. It was played that quick. I watched 4 outs of softball, and that took 4 innings of baseball.
That's been Montgomery's MO. They played tons of.
They bunted with 2 outs and a runner.
Tons of games where they've just been 3-2, 2-1, 1-0.
Bodie, would you have made room to everybody? Base or runner on third, 2 outs. Would you bunt?
No.
Well, I think it depends on your personnel. It's something Montgomery's been a bunting team for years, so it didn't really shock me. But yeah, I don't think most teams would.
It feels like such a risky play.
It is.
Well,
it's always letting someone swing away too.
If you have Trent Grisham bunting, then maybe it works. But
yeah, if swinging away is risky too. I mean, I get the idea that something could.
The way Sam was cruising, they had to try something.
Mm-hmm. It was like Kurt Schilling when Ben Davis broke up the no-hitter back in the day. He was mad.
The whole Diamondbacks organization was mad.
I saw that the other day. And the cool part of that bunt was he bunted it like in the air over the pitcher's head. And it was a very unique bunt.
It was a terrible bunt.
I know. It was very unique.
Was unique in its badness.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Come
Is the intern going to come join you finally?
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, no, not necessarily for just putting in laps. The Division I game was the exact opposite of that, coming in at about 16 and a half hours.
Yeah, right.
To be ended with an extra innings walk off via pass ball. I would just like to go on record saying this because this was one of the more outlandish things, but good on him. First inning, top of the first, I'm on the side of the stadium with Eastlake to get some angles, from that third base side. Grossmont gets 3 runs. Momentum's all on them. It's vibing that the Foothillers are here to smash. Then you get to the end of the first. I decide to walk across the dirt part so I can get some photos of the pitcher warming up, and then go over to the first base side. I see Dave Gallegos, the Eastlake coach, and I give him the little wave, and I go over and I go say, "Hey, good to see you, coach. Congrats on being here." He goes, "Hey, we're going to win this game." And I was like, "All right, cool." And maybe not dismissively, but I was like nodding. Okay, great. Like, I'm not I'm just trying to walk across. I don't need to engage you. You're in the middle of coaching. He goes, yeah, no, I got a bunch of freshmen and some kids that haven't played. And this one kid has only played about 8 games this year. And my starting shortstop is injured and this, that, and the other. And we're going to win. You see, there's a lot of baseball left. I'm like, okay, cool, coach. And they end up winning. And I think that's kind of just, that's generally just kind of badass. Bodie, you stayed for the entirety of this one.
I did, yeah.
Along with
Till about 11:40, I think I walked out to my car.
But along with also a pretty decent contingent of the fan base remained.
That was Joe Musgrove did not. I don't blame him, but otherwise
Musgrove was there, which was cool. That was also interesting. I found that fascinating that Joe Musgrove followed or travels with a smaller entourage than Mikey Williams. Don't know what that means in life. Nothing necessarily makes sense anymore. Bodie, anything else from that game, or can we move on and talk about another game that took extra innings?
No, yeah. I mean, with all the stolen bases, it felt like a wild pitch pass ball was going to be the way to win, and it sure did.
A wild pitch pass ball to win it. It's crazy, man.
11 innings, right?
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
They had a kid hit a home run who had only played like 6 varsity games this year.
Yeah, he's filling it. Isaiah Lane had gotten hit by a foul ball, so he hadn't played the last week, and they call up a JV shortstop, and he hits one up by the scoreboard.
Freaking that was the one that hit the scoreboard. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Puts a dent in the scoreboard in the bottom of the first.
That's awesome.
Yes, it was fantastic. The next night we were treated to another extra inning game with La Costa Canyon claiming the Open Division Championship and a come from behind victory over Granite Hills that took extra innings. Bodie.
That was impressive, man.
Bodie and I had a different opinions on the way that game ended. Bodie thought it was fantastic to have that last inning explode with a ton of runs, and I felt like it did the game a disservice because that was a close game. And I say that seriously and I say that jokingly, but I felt like that game should have ended at, what was it, 4-3 or 4-3 to reflect how incredibly close and back and forth it was. But congratulations to LCC on once they got through breaking the floodgates loose, and that ended up being a very cool inning where they kept smashing. I will stop talking about it. Bodie, you got to see also their starting pitcher go 8. Like, it was a crazy end of the game. It was a crazy end of the season.
Yeah, it was, and it just felt like, I mean, I've seen La Costa so much throughout the year. They won a regional championship last year, had a lot of those kids back. But for Ronnie Chutke to give up 3 runs in the first inning and then still find a way to be pitching in the 8th inning was something I did not expect. But credit to him, he settled in against a Granite lineup that is just loaded the whole way throughout. And La Costa, they did what they needed. They came up 7th inning, needed a run, and who other than Gabe Camacho hits it just underneath the scoreboard, ties it, and then they went nuts in extra innings and blew them out.
It's crazy, man. Crazy.
That momentum swung quick.
It's crazy that high school baseball is starting to feel like professional baseball, in that just singular dingers are just there. That is the game. We'll go 5 innings without anything coming across the runs, and then home run, home run, home run. It's starting to happen. All of these teams have moved on to state playoffs now. Thank you. Yeah, the intern. You know what? That's the only interruption I'll ever allow from the intern. That is the proper reaction to how the first day of state playoffs went for the San Diego CIF section. We're going to isolate that. Thank you, intern. We are going to isolate that. We're going to put that on the soundboard for next season for the perfect choke day. And I hate to be this guy because I was so hyped. So I will admit to eating crow on this. It was an underwhelming day. I am curious if this is first year bug in the system and it'll get figured out as the state playoffs happen more frequently in the seedings and rankings, or if this is an issue with us as team. Like, Bodie, what is your take? Because I heard you kind of lamenting some of the matchups not necessarily being correct. We've seen this in football, basketball, water polo. Different sports have different setups, and sometimes it means a couple of divisions worth of mismatch just because of the label D1 or D2 being applied to a team.
Yeah, I think, and I've done our rankings for SB Live throughout the year across the whole state. So I'm familiar with a lot of these Southern section teams. And a team like Huntington Beach, who got the 6th seed, had to come down and play La Costa Canyon. All year, they've been 10 to 15 within the state. That's a great team just because they didn't win the Southern section title. And it's tough. Like because of their playoff schedule, they've been off the last week. So they get to completely line up their rotation where La Costa's celebrating Friday night, just barely getting there with pitching, having played 3 times last week. Now they got to come back on Tuesday and figure out who's ready to go. So you celebrate your section championship, and I think you dive into regionals and say, look, here's what we've got. Some teams will make it work, some you're not able to. It's never going to be a perfect system. So I thought we'd have more than 4 wins in round 1. Unfortunately, we didn't. And 2 of those next round have to play each other. So that's going to eliminate another. But yeah, I think Eastlake's the one who looks really good in this spot, and hopefully they can make a run in D3. They are the 1 seed. So as long as they keep winning, they'll be playing at home.
Dave, Tommy, anything on the state stuff yet? Or
Yeah, I mean, I think with baseball specifically, when you have such a discrepancy in the amount of time in between the section championship and the first round of the state playoffs or Southern California playoffs, whatever you want to call them, that's kind of unfair. So the San Diego teams are sort of behind the 8 ball to start. But who knows? The baseball state thing is a little bit newer. So there's still some kinks that need to get worked out. But I think I'm hopeful for the future.
I mean, Eastlake's on a roll right now. They whooped on La Sierra yesterday. Did you see that? Like 10-0 or something.
It was not. It was not an outright. We did not get
Totally
completely swept out. We still have 4 teams going, but
yeah, there's a couple positives yesterday for sure.
I was out here championing. We were gonna go ahead and just run the table because we were just good at.
And this is a 1. You're eliminated after 1 loss. This is
Correct.
Yeah,
and this is also though tired teams that spent all their arms based off of the formula of we want to win a section championship, and we can't be thinking past this necessarily. I don't think that any of the open division coaches in that semifinal game were thinking, oh man,
no,
we don't necessarily want to make this one. We'll be prepared for next. No, get out of here with that nonsense. So it's a mix. It's not a singular solution type thing, but it is a bummer to not be out here saying, hey, we got 6 teams, 10 teams, something like that. Softball kind of had a bad day too. It was not the greatest thing in the section. But this will be probably for some of you, by the time you're watching it, it'll be day 2 of the state thing. We're not going to pretend like we're going to sit here and break down any of the future matchups. So if you do want any information on that, follow Bodie, follow SD Preps, follow SB Live CA, download the Scorebook Live app. We want to also remind you that the show and everything San Diego Prep Insider is brought to you by the U.S. Marine Corps. Thank you, as always, to all their support. Guys, normally we do it as a lull during the last week of league play when some of the stuff has already been decided. This year, it was a crazy down-to-the-wire finish, so we put off doing our all right, Potter's up 1-0. We put off doing our SDPI fantasy draft. This, I would like to say, as with all of this stuff we do, it's not serious. These are not actual awards. I mean, these feel like awards. These are not all CIF. This is not all anything. We are just having fun. Bodie's doing kind of a thing. Dave's doing
Speak
kind of
for
a
yourself.
thing.
Next time I see Tommy,
We're all competitive. Oh, you're gonna jock and
I'm gonna jock him.
Did you know that? Did you?
I jocked Peterson this draft so hard.
Is this Tommy kind of low?
I cheated. I'm flat out cheating. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat
I'm
it.
gonna call you fam from now on, Tommy.
No, you're fam. I'm jock.
Thankfully, in real life, Dave Ring not violent.
Did you see Mike Trout's involved now
That's what
too?
I was gonna ask. Did you see that he's the commissioner?
I'm the Mike Trout and the jock.
Okay, so
That's
seriously
so
though,
funny.
Mike Trout is.
I saw that. I thought it was a parody account.
No,
What is Mike Trout doing in this situation? Is he intentionally letting this happen?
he's
Okay,
being
wait,
too
wait.
nice. That's what he's
Let
doing.
me ask the real question. How are these 3 connected? How are Jock Peterson, Tommy Pham, and Mike? I can't draw.
Yeah, it's an interesting crew.
Who this league just seems like.
It's outfielders only.
But I can make two of them
I
at any
know. I
individual
get that.
time work, but I just can't.
6 degrees of 7 bacon or
Just
whatever.
Can't picture that.
But so I guess my question is, does Mike Trout struggle to get people? Is he such a terrible commish that he struggles to get people in Major League Baseball to want to play with him?
Or
Did
it's
he
so
have-
expensive that it's like,
Oh,
only so many people can afford it.
Clearly not
Yeah, it's only
throwing
for
it.
the high rollers.
He's not
I think this is the
regulating.
high roller league.
So you're saying this is more of a reflection of potentially Mike Trout, Tommy Pham, and Jock Peterson are all degenerate gamblers. To you.
Mm.
But
There's some
technically
money
not gambling if you
involved,
ask the government.
that's for
It's
sure.
football.
When there's money involved, it's serious.
But yeah, so look, this is us at the end of the season wanting to celebrate some kids, talk about some different combos of players, have some fun on our way out, get some last kind of salute, because there will also be the all CIF teams coming out, sponsored by the San Diego Sports Association. Bodie, I'm assuming you are doing some sort of SB Live top rankings, all this, best that as well.
Yeah, we'll have them for different sections and an all-state team and all that stuff.
Yeah. So look, there's a lot of awards. So please don't take this seriously. We forget people. It's not like we super duper vetted this. We kind of just went off of what we all like, what our different styles are. So without further ado, Dave Ring, would you like to walk us through your lineup of team dingers? I will let everybody do it either in the position wise, catcher out numerically down through right field, or if you have your actual batting order, you are welcome to do that, but you are not required to. Dave Ring, please introduce us to the 10 position
Sweet.
players, or the position players and the pitchers
You
for
got it.
team dingers.
There's the audio. All right. My catcher, Parker's only Jacob Campagna, had an outstanding season behind the dish. My first baseman, this guy absolutely rakes. And by the way, you have to hit dingers if you play for my team. So I got Baron Zamora from Grossmont at first base. I got Kevin Takeuchi at RB.
What?
Takeuchi?
Can we start? Let's start that name from the beginning. Let's take just that name again. Just nail it once all the way through so people aren't confused about how many syllables his first name
All right.
has.
My second baseman, Kevin Takeuchi,
Thank you.
RB. I've got a shortstop by the name of Gabe Camacho at LCC this year. I'm not sure if he's ever played short before, but I don't care. Guy hits nukes. Frankie Giacalone at Saints. He's my third baseman. Dude hit 4 nukes this year. No doubters. I've got, of course, Nick Cook. He's my left fielder for Poway. We talked about Mar Vista a lot. Jordan Mahan, he's my center fielder, tracking things down out there. And then I got River Diaz de Leon. He's my right fielder. He's over at Grossmont. My DH is going to be Colby Kiesling. Broke the home run record at Sage Creek this year. Got to be on Dave's Dingers squad. And then my 3 pitchers here, Adrian Herrera, he's at Montgomery, had a sub-1 ERA this year. Tyler Bremner, obviously got to go with him. Rumor has it he might be drafted in somewhere close to the 3rd round this year. Scripps Ranch, and Harold Gildehaas at Mission Bay.
So wait, I'm curious. 15 scouts, is that a standard appearance for a 3rd round draft? Like,
It's pretty high for a high school pitcher for sure.
Deal.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's a lot of guys coming out to see. He's projected high for sure. And like I said, Harold Gildehaas, Mission Bay, a big reason why they won CIF this year. And man, good guy to have on your squad for sure. Throwing chairs.
That is team dingers.
Yeah, I thought the enthusiasm there was top notch for my squad.
So here's what I need you to do. If you like team dingers, go on to our Instagram, hit like, share, leave a comment under the team dingers profile that you will see at the end of the week. Team with the most votes, we will find some way to get you something, a low production, good for you t-shirt or something like that, with just the team name on it. We will send those out. Tommy Morris, what do you say you tell us about the Jock Peterson squad of this year?
Yeah, the team Jock, and then in parentheses, Peterson Jams. Is that too old of a reference for high school kids?
I have learned to just embrace it, because Nothing. Stranger Things brings back 80s music. Stuff pops randomly now on TikTok. Nothing.
I'm not done with Stranger Things yet. Don't ruin it for me. I'm not done yet.
I haven't watched it. I'm just saying there's an 80s song that has been like is charting number 1 on Spotify right now. Just I can't tell you what isn't relevant. So yes, go for it. Stick to you. Be you.
I'm gonna add some music. You hear that?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. So at catcher from Loika today, we have Jake Bold, good bat. He plays other positions other than catcher, but I needed him behind the dish. Ryan Rivera, San Marcos. I know season didn't end the way he wanted it to, but he's still making the team. From St. Augustine at second base, it's Franklin Carney. Kid with the most ridiculous stats potentially of the year, Nico Newhand at Maranatha is the shortstop. Nevin Noonan from Francis Parker playing third. I know it's not really his natural position, but he's playing third. Jake Jackson will be an outfielder from Madison. Could probably play not only outfield here, but probably on the all basketball team, football team, volleyball team, track team, whatever team. Cooper Whitten, center fielder, one of the fastest kids in San Diego from Santa Fe Christian, stolen base machine, can cover the outfield really well. DJ Cardinal from Del Norte is the right fielder, and the DH is Grant MacArthur from Granite Hills. Pitching staff, Sam Garwal, Canyon Crest, Ryan Ellis, Patrick Henry, and Cody Vecchio from Mission Hills. And yes, as mentioned before, I did cheat when I made the teams. I made the rules and the team before anyone else knew what the rules were. So I completely cheated. So if my team is a little more lopsided, that is why.
No, Tommy exploited the he gamed the system properly. He played the game the way that the SDPI text thread is done is, put in minimal effort. You said the first text and you'll win.
Yeah. You said, it's based on how everyone feels, and each person feels about the San Diego scene. You can feel my team hits a lot of dingers, and so does Tommy's, but
my team hits next to none. My team hits none. My team will hit singles, but like we said, also Bodie's doing a thing. Just a reminder though, if you want to vote for Tommy's team, go on to our social media at SD Prep Insider, hit that like button, share it, retweet it, like it, quote tweet it, do whatever you need to do. Get the word out about it. Bodie DeSilva from Scorebook Live, you had a thing you were doing with your team. You said all underclassmen this year?
Yeah, I didn't end up, I did throw in 3 seniors, but I did go with some young guys, a lot of sophomores and a freshman on this team. So I'll start with Jack Giordano, the catcher at Patrick Henry, already committed to USD, and seeing the run they're on, they might get some more guys within San Diego. That is the place to be. Talon Gardini, a 2-way guy, really impressive pitcher and first baseman at Patrick Henry, also a sophomore. At second base, Angel Laya, he's a freshman. He's already committed to Oregon. Ryan Crape will be my shortstop, a pitcher and infielder at Poway, Arizona State commit. Maddox Haley, another 2-way guy, third baseman from Madison. He's headed to San Diego State. Kyle Becker, a senior outfielder at Del Norte, signed with Nevada. Kian Vu, another 2-way guy, left-handed pitcher, center fielder from Point Loma. He's headed to Arizona State. Kalen Applefield from San Marcos has also pitched, can also catch, played a lot of outfield this year. He's a junior committed to Cal. Tommy Molina getting a second catcher on my roster, big time hitter from Steel Canyon with some power. He'll be the DH. And then my 3 pitchers, 3 underclassmen, Peyton Rogers from Torrey Pines, a sophomore headed to San Diego State. Just like the next pitcher, sophomore Chandler Henry from Granite Hills, a San Diego State commit. And then finishing off the rotation with a pitcher and shortstop, Vaughn Major, a junior that is headed to UC Santa Barbara.
All right, we got about 90 seconds left to do the show because the intern has discovered the absolute most destructive toy possible in terms of audio quality. So I will get through my team as fast. So reminder, if you want to go vote for Bodie's team, Bodie, do you have some sort of awful pun or something like that you're going with for a team name, or what are you doing?
We'll come up with one. I'm not there yet.
Fine. I will go with mine. Behind the dish, we got Nico Libid from Eastlake. I got to go with something like somehow, some of those Eastlake players will have some sort of magic that they'll sprinkle on this team.
Yeah, Nico's a stud.
Finn McElroy from Carlsbad going at first base. He can pitch a little bit also. He can also play water polo. He's doing both at UCLA. Brendan Lewis from Granite Hills. I'm putting him at second base. Addison Klepsch from Poway, putting him at third. Caden Bass from LCC at short. Cleat game off the chart. Who comes up with the Grinch to go on their shoes? That's ridiculous.
It's pretty epic.
It's pretty epic. It's almost a contradicting green with school colors. So very rebellious, very edgy. Marco Lombardi from Canyon Crest is going to go in left field for me. He got we completely glossed over this. He got a game-winning triple as the intern gets up and shakes that ass on camera. Again, sentences you can't necessarily say in other situations. A triple, a game-winning triple.
It was the only offense in the whole game.
The only offense in the whole game is a triple. That's kind of ridiculous. We completely glossed over that. Justin Tucker from Grossmont is going to go in center field, putting Josh Morgan, Mr. Clutch himself, in right field. He's from Mission Bay. Dante Pacheco is my Mar Vista representative. He is at DH. My guys coming out of the pen or on the mound are Zach Isaacman from Torrey Pines, Lawson Minshew from Madison, and Coda Alta from Santana. If you want to vote for my team, you can go on SD Prep Insider, hit that like button. Reminder, 1 week to vote all 4 of these teams. Guys, is there anything at all that we did not get to from this week or even this season in San Diego high school sports? Because this is probably it for the regular shows. We might convene here and there for some summer football stuff, but it's time to take a little bit of a summer break. So guys, anything we missed on the way out?
I am
all right.
Just getting my last snuggles with the intern before the summer hits and we have no more baseball.
She says, Dave, we might need to just hang out over this summer. Maybe we'll do more baseball
I
coverage.
stole your ball, and that's why you're doing this, huh?
All righty then. Make sure you go follow Bodie at SD Preps, Tommy at Real Tommy Morris. Download the Scorebook Live app for all sorts of great stuff. You can follow us at SD Prep Insider. Dave is at DR Player Development. Until we see you guys in
Thanks
a couple
for
weeks.
a great season, guys.
Adios, everybody. Talk to you later.